if this is the problem you're facing and this is the stage where you are at, let's look at certain qualifiers to identify if this is actually a marketing problem for you and not a product problem. Because if it's a product problem, then there are other things that you need to be doing, not this. So if you've made sure your product quality is good, the features you're offering in your product are working, and your customers are satisfied with the service and your product, the customers that you currently have are not leaving at a very rapid rate. So you are able to retain the customers that you sign on. Your product is a need for those customers or for those businesses if you are a B2B SaaS, and not just a nice to have. Because for a nice to have products, it's more about product led growth and not this sort of very mindful marketing strategies. This would be especially useful for you if you have exhausted some guerrilla marketing strategies to get to those first X customers. This means you've posted on Reddit, Quora, forums, and you've used your personal network and your LinkedIn to get those initial users for your MVP, and now you're looking to use some proper marketing tactics and avenues. Another example I want to mention over here is Slide. This was a more popular product, and what they did was, this was a switchboard that turned SQL queries into user-friendly interfaces, and they grew and actually operated for more than 2 years, but still they had to shut down because they realized they weren't solving a very big need for a large enough customer base. They were at a point where they found their first X users, but they couldn't grow past that stage because it was a product or a business problem, not a marketing problem. Now that we've qualified this and we know that what you need is a proper marketing strategy, let's find out what you need. The first thing I would suggest is that you go back to the drawing board. And I know what you're thinking. You already know what your ICP is, you know what your problem you're fixing with your product, but it never hurts to revalidate these things, especially at this stage. You need to really understand and dig deep into the problem you're solving. And please don't make it like we're providing a product management software or we're providing a meeting software for X companies. That's very big and that's a very competitive industry. Dig deeper and find very hyper specific problems that you can solve. Then decide if your product is already solving it. Then decide that the market you're currently addressing for this problem is big enough to sustain a business. If only 100 people have that problem and you already have 10% of that market, then there's nothing more you can really do.